we go.
All
Hello,
right, all
hello,
right.
and welcome everyone to this week on Training Tuesday Live. We are Magnet Marketers, and today we're going to be diving in to all the Google free tools that every marketer and business owner, for that matter, should know. If this is the first time you're joining with us, welcome. My name is Jessica Phillips. If we've not met before, I'm the president of Now Marketing Group and the founder of the Relationship Marketing System. Happy to have you with us, and also happy to have my co-host with me, as always, Mike Gingrich. He's the president of Digital Hill, the co-founder of the popular apps Waftio, a tab site, published author extraordinaire, and runner all around good guy. How's it going, Mike?
Hey, I'm doing well, but you know what? I've got a new software that I need to add to that list, so it's going to get
Oh
longer.
no. Okay, we're gonna have to start like 10 minutes earlier. This is not gonna work. What's the name of the software?
Vision Financial Marketing, and it's a CRM and
Wow.
marketing system for financial advisors.
Wow, check you out. All right, that's cool. Congratulations on that. I know it's no easy feat developing an app, so kudos to you and the team there at Digital Hill.
Thank you.
So, talking about some popular cool apps, we have no shortage of them. We picked some of my favorites and your favorites that is I don't know, Google. It's all things internet. When you think internet, you think Google. And some of the ones that aren't maybe as common with Google, I did put a couple that most people may be familiar with, but maybe not as familiar with and what they can do. But then some of the other ones that I use on a daily, if not, multiple times a day basis in order to really drill down on marketing and get strategic with it. So I'll let you maybe kick off the first one that maybe some people have heard of before, probably using, and I'm going to share this out real quick.
Yeah, but I'm excited about this one. I mean, this is Google extraordinaire, digging down deep,
Mhm.
because I think that based on a couple that you added late to this list, I'm fairly confident that we're going to get the audience stumped, and everyone who is here will at least say, I didn't know about that one. Okay, I think there's going to be one for everybody, something like that, just because you know I, I tend to stay up on things, and I even learned some things as we kind of compiled this and put these things together here. So I think it's going to happen, folks. So you got to stay with us until the end, and we're going to dive through it. I'm going to start out with the old familiar. Okay, so Google Alerts. Okay, so Google, we're going to go through a number of just Google tools. These are free and a couple that are paid kind of things, and what they offer to you. So hopefully, you are familiar. This shouldn't be one of the aha kind of moment ones, but if it is, okay, great, we got it for you. But you can create, Google Alerts, google.com/alerts. It's very easy, and you can go there and they're going to ask you a question, create an alert about, and you fill it in, and then there's a few settings on that in terms of how often you want to get that. The sources you want them to pull from, if there's language preferences, regions, how many results you want, and where you want it delivered to for an email address, those types of things. So I think that Google Alerts is a powerful tool. I know that I have quite a bit set up. I mean, there's things that I want to follow from industry news, competitor, just kind of watching what they're doing on different things. Brand mentions for ourselves in different areas online, those types of pieces. So a number of terms that I'm just researching and keeping track of there. And, so take a look, google.com/alerts as a way to keep yourself up to date and to kind of have that automated information delivered to you, by the search engine itself, Google. So that
Yeah.
is the quickie for number one.
Yeah, and a good use case for this. So you mentioned it briefly, like industry topics. Let's say, since you mentioned financial advisors, the app that you're building, right? Let's say that you want to keep up to date with maybe new changes in financial advising, or maybe very specific people that could be mentioned online. You go to Google Alerts, you put in that keyword phrase or a link or whatever title you want to put in there that's mentioned online, and then you say, I want to be notified instantly when something's broadcasted, or I want to be notified once a day, once a week. You put the parameters in there, and then it sends it directly to your email and says, hey, this topic or this person was mentioned online by this source, here's the link to it. So now you can share it out and you can stay ahead of the curve within your industry. So definitely a great use case for it, and also for yourself. Maybe somebody's mentioned you online, added you to their blog, whatever. Make sure you're setting up Google Alerts for yourself and something that you want to keep on top of. So definitely a good use case for that one. Google Alerts, very easy to get set up. Like you mentioned, google.com/alerts. We'll put the links in the comments here on the Magnet Marketers Facebook page, and that way you can go check these out after the show is over. The next one is Google Analytics. Hopefully all of you have that installed on your website. This is a very, very common one. Everybody, has used Google Analytics for a long time. It's free. It gives you some insight into how your website's performing, such as bounce rate. Are people coming to your website and leaving right away? You want that to be low. How many new visitors are coming? How many sessions are you getting? You're able to compare it month over month, week over week. Most importantly, your acquisition of how people are getting to your website. So how are they getting there? Is it search engine optimization, organic traffic that because they know your name, or direct traffic? Is it social media? This is really a telltale on how your site's getting the traffic that's getting, and is it growing or is it going down? You really want to make sure you're using that tool. It's a common one, but there's some other tools that you can set up inside of Google Analytics that I kind of want to show off a little bit today, because I feel like this one may not be as familiar, and it's a Chrome extension for Google Analytics. So I'm going to share my screen here in a minute and show you just how it works. That way you can get a quick overview and a deeper dive into how your website's performing, and that way you don't have to log in to Google Analytics every time. You can just keep this Chrome extension if you're using Google Chrome as your browser, and can go to your website and see what kinds of things are happening. So I'm going to share my screen real quick and show
While she pulls that up, if you are using this Chrome extension, or not, let us know in the comments section. We're just kind of curious, is this a common one? So this might be one of those kind of newbies to some people, so I'm not sure, but we're going to let you go live, and they can let us know in the comments section if they are using this Chrome extension for Google Analytics. So we're on your website, and that's your intro.
Yeah, I'm showing off this page. Okay, so this Google Chrome extension will tell you how many page views on average that you're getting, how many are unique right now, and then your average time spent on this home page, how many people are leaving from this home page, and where they're exiting. But then more importantly, it lets you go inside and show like your most popular pages. So where people are clicking after that, okay? Like where are they clicking once they get there? How many people are viewing this? How many people are clicking these sections? So it gives you a very cool overview on what's your popular sections of your website and what it's doing. So we've mentioned Hotjar on here before. This is kind of like a cheat without using Hotjar with the heat maps, but at least telling you what people are clicking on. And you can use this on inside any page. So let's just say we're going to our blog here. I can tell which blogs are going to be more popular than others. It may make a liar out of me because it's not loading on this page, but it will tell you which blogs are getting clicked on. There it goes. It takes a second to load. And it'll tell me, okay, this blog was a little bit more popular on the clicks from this section. And then you can go even deeper dive into the blog itself. So let's go to this GDPR, which I've heard a lot of buzz about today. And once this loads again, it's going to tell me the popular sections that are being clicked through on this blog itself. So what the bounce rate is after people are leaving, is this call to action working here? All of that within this section, giving you traffic over the last week. You can do this, again, for a 30-day segment, whatever you want, and really get a good overview of what's being clicked on your website. So this is a simple Chrome extension. You just add it to your browser there, and then it's going to automatically load to any that have that you have access to from where you're logged in. So if you're logged into your Google account in Chrome, then you'll be able to pull these together that way.
And it's free, so there's nothing preventing you from doing this if you just use Chrome. And again, it's tied to your analytics account. So if you have access to your analytics account, you'll see it when you're on your website. No one else sees that information, but gives you the ability to kind of drill down nicely there.
Yeah, it's something I use a lot. If you are managing other accounts, you can log in and quickly, give them an overview of why you want to make changes on their website. Let's say you're managing somebody else's account. You can stay logged in and say, hey, here's a high level overview of what's going on, and then you can drill down a little bit and say, maybe we should swap out this call to action on this blog because it's not getting as many clicks as the other one did, or whatever you see that's happening there. It gives you a quick overview so you can explain it to whomever you have to get approval from to make those changes, but now you're making an educated decision on that. So it's something definitely that I recommend and would use.
Yep.
I'm using.
And I'll let you drop in the Chrome extension link in the comments section, sure. And maybe I'll kind of move on to the next piece. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, so this is one as well that you've probably heard of before, and that is Tag Manager. So Google Tag Manager, typically it works in conjunction with Google Analytics, and you're able to get more and deeper data than you would with just analytics alone. So it does require adding an additional snippets of code to your website to collect information. And you can use tags for all types of different specific purposes. The scroll tracking, just to kind of see where movement's going. Again, monitoring form submissions, and those are conversion tactics there. Conducting surveys. She already mentioned the Hotjar, so heat maps, generating heat maps. You can use it for remarketing and a little bit deeper on tracking how people arrive at your site. So it can also help you monitor specific events, like a specific file download, clicks on a specific link, items being removed from a shopping cart, those types of pieces. So it's,
video plays.
I don't know, yeah, do you want to say it's like analytics on steroids a little bit? I mean, it's just it kind of bumps it up to another level.
I love it because it tells you what's happening on the actions on your site. It's giving you the insight of the utility that your website is being. Okay, so we know if your website's performing, if people are going there and are they reading, but what actions are they taking? So it takes it a step further. I love that now with video being more prevalent on websites that you can see how many people are clicking a video, but where are they stopping on that video? It'll tell you that. You can put in, like you said, the shopping cart, sections. Are they taking things out of the shopping cart? What are they doing once they're getting there? So it lets you know, is your website serving the utility that it's meant to serve? More importantly than just the traffic that's coming there, what are people doing? What actions are they taking? Where are they stopping? Where's the hesitation coming in? So it's something that you can also tie into other things. So, if you're sharing links out, you can integrate it with other actions that are happening across the web too. So it lets you tie in, Facebook pixels with your tag manager and everything that all your marketing efforts, basically you can really drill down with the Google Tag Manager. So I see Google pushing this a lot more too. So it's something that they have lots of free courses on right on their website. So if you're not familiar with it, and I would have to say, I know you said most people are probably familiar with it, and maybe they are if they're marketers, but most business owners aren't. Like they're still that I've talked with, they're more, I would say, comfortable within Google Analytics, but not within the Google Tag Manager. And some of those things haven't been set up because it is a level deeper that you have to set up and put specific things on your website. So there's free courses that are out there if you are looking to get that set up on your website, but I highly recommend doing that because it's going to take your website a huge, giant leap forward with the understanding of how it's being used as a utility. So I'll put that.
That's a Google Tag Manager, and I think that, yeah, you're right. I think that many might be familiar with the term, but a lot of small businesses probably have not taken that plunge to add that specific setup and then maximize it. Taking advantage of the pieces there. So I mean that does take time, and that's an effort. And I do agree with you that it's. You can best be used with someone that has familiar understanding with it and can assist with that process. Now, as we move on, this one may not be as familiar to some of you, so we're going to talk about this is a paid product, Google Surveys. Google Surveys. Okay, formerly it was called Google Consumer Surveys. It's still basically that, consumer surveys, just simplified in the name. It is a business product that facilitates customized market research for a price, and designed by Google, and it kind of allows you to basically set up and create a unique survey. It can be deployed on kind of any type of Google related product, including Android devices as well.
Yeah, so basically, if you've ever been to like a news site, these are more popular, I would say, where you see this product, where you're presented with a survey. Let's say you're going to a local news source, and before they give you that content, it's called a paywall. They're going to ask you a question ahead of time. This is a Google survey. So they're asking you things like, would you rather have this or this? Or what's most likely sounds like you? And you're answering those survey questions, or your audience is answering those survey questions to give you insight. So instead of you trying to hire, pay a large dollar for these surveys, market surveys, where they're mailing them out before, or maybe they already had some determined survey list that they're selling back to you. This allows you to get some real-time data now, and you choose your budget, and you choose what kind of poll that you want, and you can say the demographics that you want to be targeted. So think about it this way: if you're running Facebook ads, you predetermine like who you're going after, and you want to pick their brain before you go to launch a product or an app or content for that matter, or anything. You want to just kind of get some market research and say, would this work, or what does our audience think of this? So if you're not really super tuned in potentially to your buyer personas, or you want to get more drilled in and want to know what are they thinking, what do they like, and get a fresh poll out there, you can get this set up. Now, it is paid when you start getting the collection, and it goes anywhere from 10 cents, so 10 cents for a response, a basic response, all the way up to like $10 for responses. So it just depends on how specific that you're drilling down on the person that you're trying to get the feedback from. So however many categories that you're trying to drill down on. But this is pennies compared to what I've seen some clients pay for market research. And it's a lot faster that you get this information a lot faster than what you would if you're trying to hire a company, figure out if they're right for you, whatever. And their reach is endless. I mean, we're talking about Google here, so they have access and know-all and can really drill down to who they're surveying for you. So we've used this before, good results. And it's really easy to use too. So it's something you have right here, and you can segment your list. They give you everything back to you in a spreadsheet. You can segment it. You can, change up your reports. It's really easy to use, and you have full control over it. So something I would recommend trying out if you're looking for some market research from your consumers.
Yep. Curious out there, how many people are aware of that one and have checked that one out before? So you can let us know in the comments section about that one. With that, though, I think you'll post that, and we'll keep going on to the next Google tool, and that is Google Search Console. Okay.
Formerly Webmasters.
Yes, formerly Webmaster. Tools that you're familiar with, and is basically rebuilt from the ground up, and it's kind of the complement, the hand in hand that you need with Google Analytics. So your Analytics tells you about the traffic, and the console will tell you, about your site, a lot of the specifics. So this is something that, if there's any issues with that, can it be indexed? Are there pages returning 404s that shouldn't be? Some of the errors, things like that might come up. This is what Google Console can do for you. And formerly Webmaster Tools was built from the ground up, gives you simple insights and avenues to figure out what's going on from a SEO perspective, from a construction infrastructure standpoint on your website. You can basically just confirm, and particularly like if you go live, if you had an old site, you went live with a new site, you want to make sure things are working. It will help you understand those things. Do you have all your redirects set up right so that there's a continuity flow and of data, all those types of pieces? And it goes back, pretty far. What is this, 16 months of performance data that you can get at one point in time there to keep track of those pieces. So
Now you can, yeah.
yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
as of February this past year, so February 2018, they just rebuilt it from the ground up, like you said. You can now integrate it with your Google Analytics. And the biggest area that we see this being used is where a website, like you mentioned, has been rebuilt and the page names have changed, your sitemap has changed. One, you can submit your sitemap if you're, not showing up where your site is organized right on Google. It's probably an issue with your sitemap, one, and how your site infrastructure has been set up. You can submit your sitemap through Google Search Console, one. Two, you get the redirects, like you said, if there's a link that was out there before because it was the page name, but you decided to call it something else on the new one, and there was an issue where it wasn't connecting and set up right when it was being set up, you can redirect it from right there. You can see the old links redirected, or take it off Google, whatever you're looking to do, but you see the old links that aren't connecting to pages. And you can reconnect them to the newest page, so the redirects that way. Like you said, the crawl errors, if Google's not reading the page correctly or for whatever reason, something's on there, it's going to give you that alert and tell you, hey, we've had an error and here's what it is, and gives you the steps to fix it. And they're pretty good about telling you exactly what you need to do in order to fix those steps. So it's something that you want to have set up, and then also remember to have the notifications turned on, because it's one thing to get it set up, but you need to get notified, because a lot of people aren't logging into this frequently. So they may have had an issue going on for months and not known about it because it's not something that they're regularly checking. So make sure that you have the email set up to notify you when there's an issue.
Yep.
Right there.
No, that's an important piece there, which would lead us into our next one. And this one, I'll let you dive into a little bit more, but this is Google Trends. So this is for those people trying to work with some content. It's a content tool.
Yeah, so Google Trends is an amazing content tool. If you're looking to think about, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to blog about? What is trending right now? So if you've ever used this, first let us know, and let us know how use cases for you. But one, we would like to see, what can we predict is going to be a future trend? So for example, we use this in a case study. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was, there was vampires and zombies, okay, was the trends that we were looking up. And we noticed a trend that it would go literally from vampires to zombies, vampires to zombies. And there was trends that were happening, weaving in and out. We could also see when content marketing started spiking, when inbound marketing started spiking, and if the trend's going up or down on that topic matter. So if you're looking to think about, okay, in my industry, what's some of those buzz terms, and is a new word buzzing? Am I trying to rank for this? Or what else am I seeing happening? You can use Google Trends for just that. So I'm going to share a link in here. It only ranks and trends for more popular sites or long keywords. So you want to make sure that you can't always just put in your website unless you're getting a lot of traffic there to see how that's trending. But you can use, of course, analytics and some other things for that. But just keyword phrases, and to say, okay, when did content marketing start taking off, for example, you can see kind of that trend right there, and if it's going up or down, or social media, or influencer marketing, or whatever that is that you're looking to write about, and it gives you some insight into that and what other topics are related.
Yeah, no, it's kind of interesting to do some research back there and see what's happening, and it gives you some suggested ones. And I don't know if those are related to anything that I've searched in the past while, but there's I'm visualizing Google data. It's giving me some information, featured insights on immigration and World Press Freedom Day. I see one in there on the Trump administration. Isn't that interesting that Trump has been trending in search more in Canada, number one, and Nigeria, number two, with the U.S. coming in third. So interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it does tell you the trending story. So, I mean, of course, you can use it for that if you're looking to share things within your industry, and you can drill down to your industry and think of that for like social. I haven't used it as much for that. I probably could, but I've used it more for content, to get really drill down and see what kind of topics are related that I could talk about and what kind of keywords do I want to use based upon what's trending and what's most related to my industry as well. So just to get kind of specific in what you're talking about that way.
Excellent, excellent. Yep. No, so that is a unique tool. Now, this one probably familiar to you, Google Forms. Okay, so how many of you have filled out a Google form? I filled out a Google form this week for a next race that I'm going to be running in, and so it was done with a free Google form. And you can create forms, you can create surveys. This is different from the survey tool that we talked about before. This is not helping reach a target market out there. This is just wherever you post it. Quizzes, you can share the forms with others, allow the forms to be completed online. Obviously, that can go into a spreadsheet, a Google Sheet that you can download that piece of information. You can get summaries of the collected data, and yeah, you can use Google Forms with your personal Google account, which is general, or through a Google Apps for Education account. And they have a couple more pieces of information there with the Google Education account. You can require that respondents be from your Google Apps domain, so kind of keep it in-house, and you can collect respondents' usernames with that. So Google Forms, hopefully, people are aware of that tool, using that tool. It's always out there. I'm always amazed. We have to say it just because there's still quite a few people that don't use it. I've kind of run into people that, I don't just who are like, how are we going to gather this information? And I'm like, well, we can just do this, and they say Google Form. What? I don't know anything about it. So that's why we're saying it, folks, just to make sure you're aware of it.
They have to have a Google account. I think that's the confusion, is that people have to have a Google account in order to fill it out or complete it, and that's not the case. So there's so many free tools within the Google toolbox.
Sweet. Yes.
That you can use, this being one of them. So yeah, surveying is great. Even little things like just collecting data before you meet with somebody, right? That kind of stuff, or surveying your customers, or whatever it may be. And like Mike said, you can set it up to where you can restrict it from education accounts, and some, if you are a paid Google user, you can restrict it to in-house as well that way. But something free to use, easy to use. They have templates that are right there. It easily integrates into your website. It can connect with PayPal and many other things. So it's a great resource for you to be able to use and collect data that way. So you're not paying for sorry, SurveyMonkey, but a SurveyMonkey or something like that. You don't have to pay for those tools. This can be something that's going to save you a little bit, and be very easy to use.
Yep.
Okay. Another one, Google Voice. This is one that we use a lot with solopreneurs or even business owners that are maybe looking to have an additional number to their local phone number. I know long distance isn't really a thing, but if they're perceiving or looking to be perceived as a larger corporation than maybe they are right now, or they're just getting started, especially the solopreneurs, and they don't want to put their personal cell phone number out there or have to buy a landline or whatever your reason may be that you need a company phone number, but you don't want to have a company phone landline, you can use Google Voice. This is super easy, free to use, and how it works is you go to google.com/voice, I'll put the link in there, and then you just pick the area that you want to set up your telephone number, and then where you want that phone call directed to. Then you have the option to set up a voicemail specific to that phone number and ring in there. And then that voicemail, though, does go into your phone. You can also accept text messages from this number as well if you choose, and it will go to the phone number that you choose. So usually it's going to be a cell phone in many cases, but it doesn't have to be. But you can direct it to a cell phone that way. And what's awesome about it is you can pre-screen calls. It tells you, so what I have one set up for my personal website. If you go to jessicaphillips.com, you'll see a phone number up there. That's my Google Voice number, and it directs to my cell phone. Then I have that cell phone number, or that Google Voice number, saved in my phone as, hey, this is the Jessica line calling basically, and I can answer it. It screens the call for me. I choose whether I want to, direct it to voicemail or not, and then the voicemails come right into my email, into the Google Voice account, and into my phone all at the same time, which is awesome.
Boom, boom, and boom, all of them there. So
Right.
that's what you need. All your information in the proper places.
Yeah, and you have full control over it, so you can change the phone number, forward it to another number if you choose. But it makes it great for solopreneurs, especially that want a phone number but don't want to put their cell phone number out there everywhere. So, great tool to be able to use that way.
Yep.
If you do set this up, though, I will give you a little bonus tip here. Do check the little box that says automatically blocked potential spam callers. Because when you get your Google Voice number set up, I wish I could do this on my cell phone actually, but those like potential robot calls or phone numbers that have been like flagged that they could be robocallers or spam callers, Google automatically will look at their score and block them from
Nice.
calling your Google Voice number. I
wish
wish
I
I
had
could do that on my cell phone
Yeah.
number.
Yeah,
But
because
it's great.
technically, I
Uh-huh.
mean, while we're speaking here,
Yeah.
I could be, confiscated for federal tax evasion just because I've gotten some voicemails about that here lately.
I think everybody's got that one. The reward cruises, all kinds of awesome stuff that you win or lose phone calls every day. Okay,
Yes.
this next one is probably more heard of but not utilized a lot. Okay, and this is business on Google. So Google My Business. So business.google.com. This is where you would go if you're a brand that has a brick and mortar store or somebody that wants to claim and verify your business identity on Google to be able to update your photos, your name, your phone number, all of your business information. That's where you would do that. So that's probably the most common understanding of what you can do on business, Google My Business. But there's so many other tools that are in there that a lot of people don't utilize or know. One being, you can get text messages right to your phone from your business listing by simply clicking another box that you want to accept that. So you can literally be answering, and it goes in to your cell phone that you decide from the hours that you decide right there, and it never shows the user that's texting into you your cell phone number, and you can respond back, and it has a pre-screen like Now Marketing Group. So for example, if you Googled Now Marketing Group from your phone and got the map there, you'll see a button that says text in or ask a question. Ask a question, I think is what it says. You ask a question, I get it on my cell phone, and then I'm able to respond back to you real time like that. And we've got some of those. It's pretty powerful. You choose, again, the time of day that you want to accept those. That's like one of the features that's available on there that I know not very many people have taken advantage of that I've talked to. There's a few others. I don't know if you want to list any. I can keep rambling on about this one, but
No, I think that this one is a overlooked one, and it's one of those that basically small businesses for sure need to take advantage of.
yeah, so I can show a few other tools here. I'm going to share my screen again here just because it's so powerful. Okay, let me get to one. So another feature on this is that, honestly, if you don't even have a website, you could literally set up a free website right here. I'm not saying that I recommend doing that, but you could. You could set up a free website if you did not have a website. You could set up a splash template page website. It's not that gorgeous, but at least it's something to get you started that would have your basic information, a photo, a contact number, like a one-pager kind of thing. You could do it right there. It gives you a long random URL at the top, Google My Business dot something / sites. So it's not a glamorous URL, but at least it connects with your map. So there's no reason to not have a website. Google provides all the tools right there in the business settings, right there for you to be able to do this. Another thing that they have right within this tool is the ability to upload like a 360 tour of your business. So if you are a brick and mortar and use like a nursing home, for example, somebody could walk in and literally take the tour right there, a 360 tour of your location right from your map. You would be able to put that in there. If you don't have the 360 tours, you can just do photos. You can upload videos or link in videos from your YouTube channel. You can add multiple users to your account. So how this would be used is if you have many locations and you know you're going to be getting reviews, you may want to have another person that's on your account that can respond to reviews in different times. You can link in other accounts. You can then do, one of my favorite things is make a post. I know Google Plus didn't take off super far, but you can make a post on your Google page, Google My Business page, that will stand out, and you choose whether you want this to be there for 30 days, 7 days, whatever, but you can create like a short little post right there on your Google My Business page, and it just highlights your business and makes it stand out. So if there's a special offer or something going on, it can connect to your map on your business listing. And you can publish your blogs and things that still are connected with the Google Plus, that still are indexing your content as a curated source that is going to help boost your SEO. So all of these things are right in this one section here that I will show here real quick. If I can share my screen again. So this is what it'd look like once you get it verified. You do have to have it verified, but you would add photos. This is where you could add your virtual tour section here. You can connect in your analytics, right? This is where you would make your post. The info section is right below that. And then your messaging would be here if you had your messaging set up. The website, this is where you would build the one-pager splash website. Of course, if you have a website, don't put anything in there. Just link in your information, of course, with all your info that you have saved here to make sure that it's accurate and that you're categorized correctly and that your hours are updated, your services are listed. All of those things are right here. You can add new locations again, manage all your locations, everything right from this section right here on the business, Google My Business.
Yep.
All right, I'll stop sharing my screen. Okay, so do you still use Google Plus, Mike?
I do a little bit. Honestly,
Okay.
I use it a little bit to make sure I get new blog posts indexed right away.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Another trick, I didn't put that on here, but if you want to get something indexed right away or your site scanned, you can go to google.com/ad URL, and it will tell Google to scan your site again real quick. So that's another little hack for Google to scan your site, but I didn't add that one to the list, but I'll throw it out there right now.
Yes. Are you posting that in the comments?
Yeah, I'll put that one in the comments too.
Yeah, so Google Plus, I mean, obviously it's kind of shifted, it's changed. It's not exactly what it was, but it's still owned by Google and it still impacts some search algorithms. And so that's something to be aware of there. And you know, it's one of those things where sometimes there's less noise, there's less traffic on some of those. And so for certain things, you can get seen, get heard, get found just because of that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so another one that is connected to Google, of course, that getting found, all of that is, of course, YouTube's owned by Google, so definitely want to, make sure you're using that tool and connecting that, of course, together with everything. But another one is when you're thinking about content, and this tool I use a lot, it's called answerthepublic.com. And this one is going to connect into Google. So if you go, I should have just kept sharing my screen, but I'm going to share my screen again. Hold on here. Okay.
No, I think this might be one of those that people have never heard of. So this is why it's important to go into this.
Yeah, so you would go to answerthepublic.com, and what this does is when you go here, you're able to type in a topic. So let's type in social media. Get questions. This is going to tie in then, once it loads, to all the questions that are being asked on Google most often. Okay? You're able to see, so you want to know what your blog topics could be around a topic. Now, of course, this is pretty vague, right? So it could be like social media for contractors, social media for whatever. You could do comparisons. So that's questions. You can do comparisons, and it's going to give you all the topics. But here's just one little snippet of it. Okay, can social media lower your self-esteem or cause low self-esteem? Okay, so let's click on this one. You click on it, it's going to tell you who's ranking for that topic right now. Okay, so you can see who's ranking for this question right now, and then you can say, okay, when was this published? If you're trying to create pillar content, this is where you can start. Pillar content meaning this is the one phrase out of all the phrases that I want to rank for. So you could use like Google Trends to see, is it something that's trending? Is it something that's aligned with, what your audience is searching, right? And then who's ranking for this phrase right now? You're able to see that, and you could say, how can I write a better blog than that? And that's a deeper dive on the subject that maybe has some more meat to it, that has maybe some downloaded resources or things that are attached to it. How can I write a better blog on this topic? And then you can use the one thing that you want to rank for, and then use some of those other questions that are in there to write other blogs that are all tying back to that pillar content that's a little bit longer. That's 1,200 to 1,400 words. That is a deeper dive on that subject. That's just a really value-rich resource. So this is something that just connects seamlessly with Google, that you're able to get a sneak peek into then what's ranking right now and what questions are most often being asked for that topic in Google.
I gotta say that one was new to me, folks. All right, so I learned it new, and if you already knew that one, kudos to you for keeping up with all these things. And yeah, so that's a little bit of a window. Did we miss any?
We've been talking fast. There's so many other Google tools that are out there. I mean, so many more that we didn't even like touch on. But those are the ones that I use most often. Okay, like probably more than any others that are out there are definitely those Google tools that come up for clients and myself that I'm using. What Google tool, besides Gmail, of course, and the Google Suite, like Google Docs and Google Storage and spreadsheets and all that, what other Google tools are you guys using that you love that we did not mention that we should include with our wrap-up? I would love to know from you. And thanks for joining in with us today. I want to see if there's any questions as well. I felt like I was trying to talk so fast to get it all in there with those. But
Mike D, shout out to Mike D. Shabal was here. Appreciate you guys stopping in. Amanda, she was active
Melanie.
there. Appreciate that.
Hey, Amanda. Yeah, good to see all you guys.
Barb,
and I know
her question answered. Barb, she learned something new. Hadn't heard of the Chrome extension, Page Analytics. So there we go.
Awesome. Good. I love sharing new tools. There's so many out there, but Google, you have it connected, and what's great about it is that you can connect everything together, which is a beautiful thing when you can just log into one spot and have everything connected together. Beautiful thing.
Yep. Now, I always like to give people a little bit of assignment though too. I was just like, what is the one that you should go and do something with now? What is the one that you should click on the link, make sure you've got it, and explore it a little bit here in the next couple hours so that you don't lose it, doesn't go by the wayside. So take time to think through that.
Absolutely. All right, that time went super fast, Mike. I want to thank everyone for joining in with us today, and for all of you that have caught the replay, thank you so much for sticking with us to the end. We are Magnet Marketers. We're here every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you've not already, you can visit the magnetmarketers.com link. Sign up to get notified of our topic for next week. We appreciate you guys and all your time spent with us. Thank you, Mike, for your time as well. I hope you all have a great rest of your week.
Take care, folks. Take care, Jessica. We'll see you again.
Yeah. Bye.